So we go through that process, literally every meeting that we have with a client and prospect, and we remind them that, yeah, so first of all, every time the market starts to go down a little bit, even those, smaller 10% corrections, the COVID, the fall of 22, we always get new relationships from that. The rate at which new people reach out is always higher. So I know we're well positioned that when the market gets bumpy, people will reach out to us. And I will say that most of those people who do reach out have never been through the financial planning process before. But what we try to do is every time we meet with someone, whether it's existing client or a prospect, we talk about the difference between risk and volatility. And I know, God bless Rita, she doesn't really like how I talk about risk and volatility, but the way that we view risk at Know My Plan is risk is the probability of you reaching your goals on your timeline. That's it. Volatility is how much up and down we have based upon a trend line return. And for our planning purposes, we use 7.8% per year. That is the worst the S&P has performed over any rolling 30-year period of time. So if we just think, point A to point B, straight line, 7.8%. Volatility is how much movement we have from that trend line. So we go through that process, literally every meeting that we have with a client and prospect, and we remind them that the U.S. stock market on average drops 15% every year and 30% or more approximately every 5 years. The plan takes those things into account, and we try to stress that every single point. Part of the plan means that we have to endure 30 to 50% drawdowns every about 5 years on average. And we also stress that we believe that markets cannot be timed, economies cannot be forecast. The only way to get the full return of the market is to endure that short volatility to the downside. And what we're not going to do is we're not going to try to add bonds to the portfolio or add gold to the portfolio to try to miss or time certain things. Everybody in the world thought the U.S. economy was going to be in a recession in 2023. Everybody. Every single person who did a market strategy or economic report all predicted recession. Well, the U.S. stock market had an amazing year. It was up 20+% last year. I mean, that is all the proof that you need that markets cannot be consistently forecast or timed. It's the opportunity cost. It is, I think the greatest risk or the greatest quadrant of risk is when you don't know what you don't know. And within your financial plan, you might have everything dialed in perfectly. You might have to the penny how much you need to be investing every single month, and you might have it, I hate to use the word optimized, but you might have it optimized that you have the right amount going to Roth, the right amount going to tax deferred, the right amount going to your taxable account. You might have all of those things right. But you might have missed other things in your financial plan, like you don't have an adequate amount of life insurance. You don't have an adequate amount of disability insurance. Investment things are a little bit easier to fix down the line than, heaven forbid, you have an incident at work and now you can't work anymore and you don't have disability insurance. Heaven forbid you pass away and your spouse is in a situation where she can't continue the life that she had planned because you talked about life insurance but didn't get it. So whenever we talk about financial planning, we have to address everything in the room, and it's not just investment management. Clarity, confidence, all great things to have, right? That comes with working a plan. I've yet to meet someone that we've sat down with them for 45 minutes, went through our process, they shared with us what they're doing. I've yet to meet someone who I've said, hey, Corey, you got it all figured out. Congratulations. Continue. I can't make any recommendations to improve your situation. Like, there are always areas that you could take an A to an A+. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to engage with me full time forever. I can't tell you how many times that I've met with someone for the first time, and I say, hey, continue doing ABC, but what I really want you to do is XYZ. Once you've done XYZ, come back. Let's have a second conversation. And some of the best clients we have are people that we had these initial conversations with 5-7 years ago and said, hey, come back when you've done XYZ. I didn't charge them for a financial plan. I didn't put them on a monthly subscription. They simply came back when they were ready. And now they're some of our best clients. They're raving fans. They tell other people. So we're not going to try to squeeze you into a relationship, just because you had one conversation with us if you're not ready. These are the implementers. These are the people that are the raving fans that want to introduce you to everybody in their network. So first of all, there's an incredible energy that comes from working with that subset of clients. And the prospects are really the same way. They've been following your content. They've been wanting to reach out, but Thanksgiving happened, Christmas happened, New Year's. All right, kids are back in school. Now it's time. We're serious. We want to sit down. We've been hearing about this whole financial plan thing. The way you've explained it, it doesn't seem all that bad. Maybe it's not as bad as going to the dentist. So you get people that are raising their hands that are really excited maybe to go through a financial plan or financial planning experience for the first time. And those are wonderful conversations as well, because for the most part, they don't know what good financial planning looks like. In fact, they don't know what a financial plan is. They think, their 401k is their financial plan. So the energy that comes from meeting with this subset of prospects and clients is wonderful. And it's like that Monday workout, and it just kind of takes you through the rest of the year. It's just a jolt. It's a vitamin C, if you will.